careful what you putting in your ears now. Hard to hear the truth, cause the lie talk real loud. We yelling Jesus, they yelling chill out. Nah, but you can tell them that we here now. We here now, we here now, we here now. We here now, we here now, we here now. Tell them that we here now, we here now, we here now. We here now, we here now, we here now.
We're here now, we're here now. Episode 7, Brother's Keeper. We got a special guest here today. The youngest of Margie's 3 sons, Maurice, my brother. What can I say about Reese? I love the man he's grown into. We used to call him Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang back in the day. Name that still carries with him somewhat, depending on who it is. Only certain people allowed to call him that.
Facts.
He's a father, a coach, a producer. My man is a producer, and that's we definitely going to dig into that today. He's just a great man. I just think about him coming up and the things that he showed me that he doesn't realize that he showed me. He joked around about in a tribute to me about being Margie's favorite, but hopefully he's the best. You know, hopefully that's something that we can make sure that he is. That's the expectation, that he is the best of Margie's sons. And we'll get into it a little bit more. But Mike, tell us tell us how you feel about our some words about our guest today.
Our guest today, a lot of people know Reese. A lot of people know Maurice, but I myself, I would say that I know Marcin, and that's in my own opinion anyway. That's a mixture of everybody. Perspective on him, and truly taught me one of the greatest things in life, and that's really to keep your mouth shut. Know when to talk, and that was really difficult for me because everyone who knows me knows I love talking, and you know, it's a cliche from a lot of rap songs, but man, gangsters move in silence. And you know, we don't really glorify, you know, gangsters from a, you know, street perspective, or, you know, from a Hollywood perspective, but a gangster being a gentleman, you know, being a father, being a son, being a brother, being a friend, you know. So I sometimes call him my big brother. He is naturally by age, but just how he equipped me to be able to move and think philosophically in the way in the streets, in life, and as a person. And for that, the love is boundless. The love is surreal. You know. But enough about how I feel about him. How you feel about yourself, Reese? There I go with that philosophy again. Yeah.
First and foremost, like y'all said, I'm Margie's son, youngest of 3. Eric's little brother, Ronell's little brother, forever. My proudest accomplishment, I'm Peyton's father.
Beautiful.
I'm a coach. I coach at SLA Beaver High School varsity basketball. Also got my own AU program. North Philly Spartans.
Yes.
Just started producing podcasts and a YouTube page, Home Team Network. Make sure y'all subscribe to that.
Please.
Besides that, I'm a truck driver. That's how I make my income. That's me on surface.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about, you said truck driver. So that's one of the things that you touched on. What makes you a truck driver? Do you have some type of license or something like that?
Yeah, I got my CDL about 8 years ago now.
Okay.
Been driving ever since. I'm local.
Yeah, and a little bit about that. We have a family full of truck drivers, so so that's the interesting part about that. What made you even dabble into? And I ain't gonna say dabble because you in it. You in the truck every day. So what made you want to go into truck driving?
Conversation I had with Sean, Beck's brother.
Oh wow. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the time, I was hustling. Really just needed to get out of there. And I was around the house watching the Super Bowl. I don't even remember what Super Bowl it was. And Sean was like, he truck driver. And I was like, yo, how much you make? Told me how much he made.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I can make that transition. Hustle a little bit more. Got some money up. Went to school.
So would you say you made more truck driving or in your career of hustling?
You can't plead the fifth. You can't plead the fifth. Come on, read the numbers.
Yeah.
Technically, truck driving, hours and everything, but
Right.
yeah, truck driving.
Okay. Because I just try to help young guys, and it's hard to balance things out when you're talking to them, and what the actual math is, and what the
They don't understand how much time you put into, like, hustling ain't just when you on the corner. It's you bagging up. It's you copping work. It's everything y'all do out there that counts as time. Even when you're not making money, just standing on the corner when it's slow days, like all that.
that's part of the hours.
Yeah, it's part of your hours. So
Yeah, it becomes a life. It becomes a lifestyle. It has to be a lifestyle in some regard of you being successful. Right. I use that word successful as a drug dealer or any hustler sensitively.
yeah,
Right. But like we said in the previous episodes, it's not one for them, one for out. It's not. Oh, I'm grinding for 3 hours a day.
you don't even realize, like,
No,
you're
right. You're not at all.
And that's actually a hard conversation because I never see Reese the hustler. You know what I mean? Like as far as from my standpoint, because I ain't never give him anything. I'm upset when he tells me the story about him and Banal finding the piece under the couch.
Right.
You know, that's a hard moment for me. But so truck driving, and that took you away from that put you on a different path.
Yeah.
How do you, and again, I hate to jump straight into this, but you called it your proudest moment. Can you talk a little bit about when your daughter was first born, and what that did for you as a man, as a human, as a person? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I forgot one thing too. Something else I'll take pride in. I'm an uncle. But back to the daughter thing. It didn't change me. That what you asking me? It didn't change me at all. And this is why. Quad Air changed me, my nephew.
Yeah.
I was super young, and Ronell went to jail, and you was just coming home. And Tree, Quad Air's mom, used to drop Quad Air off on Fridays and just leave him there for us to watch. And when I'm talking about baby, he probably was like 4 or 5 years old.
The classic picture with the afro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Classic.
So, having him every weekend, and mind you, at this time I'm 17, 18 years old. I'm supposed to be ripping and running, and I can't rip and run because I got a 5-year-old with me.
Right.
So it's only so much I can do with him on my hip. So that changed me even more. But Peyton, she made me realize that there's more to life than me. Even with Quad Air here and all my nieces and nephews, I can get them back. They're not mine.
Right.
Like, I ain't gotta care for them. Like, I ain't gotta. I'm gonna guide them, but so much. But they home is gonna mold them.
Right.
Peyton watches everything I do, even when I don't think she's watching.
Yeah.
And when the moment you realize that is the moment you can't cut no corners. Like, you cutting corners is going to impact her in a way that you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So therefore, that put me on more of a straight path than anything ever in life.
Yeah.
Actually loving something more than you love yourself.
Yes.
As a parent, you start to, you really, for me anyway, but not to speak on me, but just as a parent, you start to realize it's just not about you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it is about you, but it's just not about you. You
It
know
was
what
one
I'm
of the
saying?
scariest things in my life. Like
Right.
realizing that the responsibility
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
behind that, you know, and I think like you talking about with Quadair, like you felt that weight of I just can't rock and roll. I gotta pull him with me, and that was a huge thing. I appreciate you pointing that out as one of your proudest moments. Being an uncle, you're absolutely a great uncle to my daughters. So I always it's just a beautiful thing like this right here, like because we didn't have those moments. I feel like we didn't have those moments growing up that we have now. You know, like trying to go to a football game every year with this COVID thing. I don't know what that's going to do.
Right.
But us trying to create tradition, different things like that. And it had to be a rough situation for you to have to be that man of the house. You know, and I salute you 100% for that. Could you touched on Quadair and Ronell, and I don't want to go too deep in this, but you know, how did the loss of Ronell affect you?
Me and Ronell actually talked about death a lot more than we should have. So when it happened, initially, I don't even remember the week they passed away. Like that whole week that we up till we buried him.
Blacked out.
I don't even remember it.
Right.
But when I came back, I think the biggest impact I had was when Ronell first passed away. It was just revenge. Like I just wanted revenge. Like I'm sorry I can't give credit to whoever pulled me to the side and told me this at the time, but they must have saw something in me, and they said, if I go to do something to get revenge, who's going to raise Quadair and Mook? And they was like, you can't put all that pressure on Eric to raise them because Eric already got 2 girls. I ain't have no children at the time. So they was like, just look at your friends who grew up with no father. Like no father in their picture at all. Look how they turned out. And they just was like, you already know that you got one nephew moving from household to household to household.
Right.
And with him with no male figure to look up to, and how would that turn out? Yeah. And it slowed me all the way down. So Ronell's death really slowed me down, as in stop being so secretive and like how I was moving in the streets. Like how you said you never knew anything, because I made an effort that nobody in the house know what I'm doing when I go out there. Like I had so much respect for the house that they're not gonna see none of this. So that slowed me down 100%. Like, all right, now I got these 2 young boys to actually raise, and that's what happened.
Yeah, that's tough, and I always, wonder about that because it was definitely a hard situation, and hardest for, our mom, harder for our mom than anybody else. That I can, it's just a hard situation just seeing it in her face, and that's really what hurts me the most. But can you talk about Large for a second there? Can you talk about being Margie's youngest and who she is to you?
She's Superwoman to me. Growing up, you take for granted stuff you don't know, and my mom working 3 to 12 my whole entire life until I got to 12th grade on a belt. If you ever worked in the warehouse on a belt,
right,
and you saw like the men that quit and going to work on, like she worked on the belt, this manual and like, and if you know my mom, she looks nothing like them type of people. Like,
right,
she did that for till I was in 12th grade, and then she made the sacrifice, what she thought was a better thing, to switch from 3 to 12 to 7 to 3.
Right.
So
Did you ever work there?
No, I never went in there. Renell worked there for a shift.
I did
He
too.
quit.
I did too.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'm dipping into that. I talked to Mike about that before. One of the
So
worst
she-
moments of my life.
She worked 30 years. Y'all worked 16 hours.
16 hours. I might have worked the whole 2 weeks, but I got fired. But we gonna talk about that. Go ahead.
But yeah, now, as in the household, my mom, anything we didn't ask mom for nothing. We really went out there and got it. Like, but if it was anything that we asked her for, she would move heaven and earth to get it for us. Like,
Yeah.
anything. And she just took in everybody. My mom took in all my friends. And I'm talking about, I got the nickname Wu-Tang. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
I got the nickname Wu-Tang because it was Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Mm-hmm.
I used to come in the house with so many friends. I'm talking about 30 dudes in this back room, smelling, we just come playing football. Smelling like playing football. 30
Right.
dudes.
It's OJ, right? Damn, Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Man, it's 30 of y'all.
Yeah.
There's 30 young boys in this back room.
Right.
And all she say is, close that door.
That's it.
Yeah.
Close that door.
I said it before. I don't know if I said it on air or not, but never heard Mama Mars say nothing out of pocket, nasty, evil, malicious. I mean, one of the few people in life I've ever seen personify love. You feel what I'm saying? And I could just imagine how much we owe her for the Pico bill.
We had everything running in that joint at the same time.
Yeah, the electric bill was.
And that's the energy. She gave the energy of love. Like, that's the thing. You talk about motivational speakers. Like,
Yeah.
she sees everyone's hype man, and it just matriculates into today's time on social media. That's what she was doing, verbally or whatever. She does on social media now. So everybody gets a birthday shout out. She's a professional
Yeah.
Facebook
A professional.
birthday poster. She shows everybody super love. Nah, because
Yeah.
but yeah, that's and you say you embraced your friends. She embraced Renell's friends before that, and embraced my friends before that. So everybody had a sanctuary
Yeah.
at Mama Mars' house. Everybody.
I thought she's like the mom from Four Brothers.
Yeah.
That was the
Okay.
movie.
Yeah,
The movie Four Brothers. It was like it's just that. It was
And
just there.
Another thing you don't realize when you're that young is, we in there, we eating everything up.
Oh man.
Like, eating
Like it's free.
everything up like it's free. And she not complaining about it one time.
Like it's free.
I didn't know why we was broke.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I thought the credit union was like was like somewhere she just went and got stuff from. I know I
Yeah.
say this stuff all the time,
Yeah.
but like
It's
to your
real.
point, you said she would have got us anything. We went to get stuff, but she thought she was giving us everything,
yeah.
and she was doing everything she could. She would give me $100 when she gave me $100 to go school shopping in high school.
Right.
And then really did think I got $100 worth of clothes. When I brought all the stuff home, she thought it was like $100 and stuff. And I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, I got this stuff on sale.
First of all, she used to give me, from 1st grade to 12th grade, she gave me $5 every day
Man.
for lunch.
Y'all was winning. I never got allowance, man.
She gave me $5 every day for lunch and thought that I was like I said, she worked 3 to 12.
Right. He was eating.
So she thought I was eating lunch and dinner with this $5. I never, like, I used to say that $5
Right.
and never spend it. Like,
Right.
but yeah, like I said, she
Yeah.
she showed love. Like,
100%, man.
she never had to say it. Like,
That's what I said. She always. And I just want to say a quick lunch story real quick. I used to get buy lunch tickets at the beginning of the week. Then they cost $5. You pay $5 whole week worth of lunch tickets. Then I stopped doing that because I found out you can get tickets from people during the week. So I would buy a whole wheat, a canned soda, and a bag of chips. And I think that was only like $3 or $4 or something like that. and I would be the king on Monday.
I'm the king.
On Monday, the rest of the week,
Yeah.
I would have to beg people for lunch tickets and stuff like that. I just
Man.
wanted to tell. But yeah,
Yeah.
but she stayed consistent with anything she does. Like she still give our kids a buck.
Yeah.
It's already expected. They get a buck and $100 in their card.
It's happening.
It's
It's
happening.
Birthdays.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening, man.
Yeah.
Listen, to go back on, you said something powerful. Somebody gave you advice when Nell passed. Who's going to raise your two nephews? Because look at your friends or your neighborhood, your environment, right? It's a true dynamic where some men lack masculinity when they don't have fathers or male figures in their life. So, how do you think about that in terms of basketball as a coach? But you was about to say something, so dial on that first.
So when they said that,
Mm-hmm.
I automatically went to one of my friends,
Right.
Mir.
Okay.
Now, when people say you grew up in the same neighborhood as somebody, you got the same opportunities, I don't believe that.
Me either.
Mayor White was dealt the worst hand I
Right.
ever saw.
Right.
And when I saw that at one point, it was me, him, and Fats everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor mom kicked him out going into 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Cooked them out the house.
Kicked him out the house.
Yeah. Go live. Go survive.
Go survive.
In the 6th grade.
He had no father.
No father. Yeah.
Mayor didn't know who his dad was.
Right.
Found out later who he was, but at the time he didn't know who he was.
Right.
So now you got this 6th grader just out here. You know, when he came, he lived with us, but it was
Yeah.
like, Mayor, what time you coming in? Like, I'm younger than him. I'm in 4th grade at the time.
Right.
So it's like, Mayor, like, no, I'm gonna be there tomorrow. Like, where you going? I really don't know what he's doing, but he's going.
I
So,
never knew that.
so now Mayor is on drugs.
Right.
By the time we get in high school, Mayor, like, but by the time I get in high school now, Mayor's on wet.
Yeah.
Cause he got nothing like,
He
But-
living in the streets.
yeah, now back to what you saying.
But you said that to relate all back to the man. The role model.
Yeah, cause
It's
no man gonna let his wife just
100%.
send to the crib. But
100%.
back to the coaching thing. When I first started coaching, I was too young to even realize what I was doing. Like the impact. I knew I was coaching because I really didn't have a love of basketball. We can get into that.
Mhm.
But I knew basketball helped me out, helped me see a lot.
Mhm.
And I knew a lot of people I grew up with didn't see it as much.
Mhm.
So when the opportunity happened, it was down Hancock.
Mhm.
Lil Dot next door to me had a summer job. And he was like, yo, they need a team at Hancock.
Right.
Before that, me and O used to coach like little kids on our block.
Mhm.
So when Dot was like, yo, let's take our team that we play against O and them
Mhm.
up to Hancock. We get
Right,
up there,
right.
they say an age limit. We know nothing about, like, I just got all these kids
Right.
playing in the backyard.
Right.
I don't know how old it is. Come on, y'all, we going there. We get up there, we playing against kids like, these kids like 10. We get up there playing against 16-year-olds. I'm
Yeah.
like, Dot, who you guys playing against?
Yeah.
To come back to the hood, that's when I grabbed Irv,
Mhm.
Tall Dot, all them.
Mhm.
Yo, let's go up here.
Let's go handle business.
Yeah, let's go play basketball now.
Yeah.
So when I first started coaching, it was just, let's get these young boys out the hood, let's see them show them something different.
Right.
As I got more into it with the Devont and the team
Mhm.
and all that, now I'm seeing, oh, alright. Now besides just teaching them basketball, these young boys get to look up and see something more than that.
Right.
All these young boys used to see me with my girl going to a game.
Mhm.
If one thing these young boys didn't learn, all these young boys are in a relationship and treat their girl right.
Right.
Because the one thing they saw with me, I always kept her protected and everything during breakouts in the game and everything like that.
Right. Right.
Right. Right.
So all of them saw that.
Right.
I learned from that.
Right.
Okay, now they looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say when was the aha moment that it was more than basketball? Was that the example?
Yeah,
Like you
that
okay,
team.
okay.
That the Kizzy, Vaunt, Darryl, Sherm, Sterling,
Mhm.
that team was these young bulls. And then they start coming around when it got nothing to do with basketball.
Right.
Coach Reese, what you doing? Oh, all right.
Yeah. For some of them, it's like Basketball, man, I see a man.
Yeah, like
We go back to your point. No father, no male figure. It's like I don't care about basketball. I could talk to and see the energy of a man.
That's another thing.
You know what I'm
At the
saying?
practice over, we start having conversations about other stuff.
Yeah,
Yo, young boy, doing this. You having sex?
yeah,
You
Right.
putting condoms on?
yeah.
Right.
And to this day, when I take like the AAU thing is way more satisfying to me than the high school thing. Like me and Coach Jose, shout out to him, 'cause he's a big help.
Oh,
We go on these road trips. I'm telling you, these young boys be so happy that first of all they getting out of the city.
yeah.
Half of these young boys never get out of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Then the conversations we be having, you can see that it be light bulbs.
Right.
Oh, damn, that's how you supposed to treat. Oh shit, that's how you. So the old head telling me on the corner ain't right.
Not at
Oh,
all.
damn, what's up?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that I see, that I saw in going to your games. You know, when you go to basketball games and stuff, you see kids tuning in to their coach about basketball, or you see them not tuning into their coach about basketball. You see them worried about getting in the game, and that's it.
Right.
You know, and that's the relationship that I saw with you and your teammates, I'll call them, or you and your squad. It wasn't necessarily a basketball team, like when they would be in front of mommy house waiting till y'all getting ready to leave. You know, they sitting on the porch just like you said, my friends, Arnell friends,
Right.
and your friends. And that was definitely that's one of the first things that I saw about your teams, and that was a beautiful thing, man. Just being a leader of men, and hopefully other people understand how much of an impact that they have outside of basketball. You know, I know some people try to live off of sending people to the league.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get the best player, but I think you give that focus to just every player, not necessarily the best player on the team. And sometimes, like I don't know if y'all heard the story about Rondo talking to Bron about how he looks at the players when they miss shots and stuff that's not that good. And he told him, nah, you can't do that, man. He's
Right.
like, you gotta encourage them. So it ain't always about the best players.
Yeah.
You gotta talk to
Everybody.
talk to
Yeah.
everybody.
You gotta uplift everybody.
But what I try to teach them also is if you can learn how to talk to all 10 of your players, because all 10 of y'all different. All 10 of y'all is coming from different places, different households, different backgrounds. You learn how to talk to all 10 of these players and get along with them, you can network with anybody in the world.
In the world.
Mm.
In the world.
You can network with anybody. If you learn how to communicate with these 10 players and y'all all can get to one goal and that's to win the game, you can network with anybody. And that's going to take you further than any amount of the play school. Networking is so important.
Your network is your net worth.
Yeah. A lot of the principles in basketball are so relative to life. You know what I'm saying? And I
I
hope
think-
they see that.
I think that's when you take team sports serious, period. Because when I was young, I played all 3 team sports, like constantly. So I played with Tabor. I played basketball, football, and baseball. I started playing football first. I was probably like middle of the pack on the team. Like I was a role player on that type of team. So I learned. So when I started playing basketball and I was the best player on the team, I knew how to talk to the players that wasn't the best player because I wasn't the best player in football.
I wasn't on that team. But keep going.
Because I wasn't the best player in football.
Yeah.
So I just think I think kids need to play team sports, whether it's soccer, whether it's,
Yeah.
because I think learning how to communicate with people for a goal, not just communicating with people. If y'all communicating for a goal, it can take you millions of miles in his life, you know.
So you talk about talking and networking and communicating, and this is amazing to me, you know, to have this conversation with you, bro. I gotta tell you, you know, because you don't talk much. When you talk, it has a huge impact. You know, you save your words and you choose your words wisely. But can you talk a little bit about, because I was a quiet dude too. Mommy will tell you, I never said too much of anything. Can you tell me when you actually started speaking more? And I don't know that you do now, but when did you find it important, or when did you think it was important for you to start talking more?
I still don't talk a lot, but I think it's more important to listen than to talk, because I think listening to people, you can guide them, or they can guide you into a conversation.
Yeah.
Now, if you're just talking, just to be talking, both of y'all just gonna be saying a bunch of words and y'all don't get nowhere.
Right.
But if you really listen to a person might be telling you, yo, I really want to try this. I really want to try this. Tell them, try it.
Right.
But you so busy, no, I'm trying to try this too.
Right.
Neither one of y'all leading nowhere.
Right.
Like,
I
both
got
of y'all
you.
just talking in circles. Like,
Yeah. You got two ears and one mouth.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, for a reason.
Yeah.
Not just coming from just speaking from a coaching perspective and being in Philly, how much do you think the lack of resources in terms of recreational centers, leagues, good coaches play into the homicide rate Philadelphia is dealing with right now?
I think it's huge right now. I think it's showing that we need all this. Like the pandemic is showing that this saved hundreds of lives. Just
what the pandemic did?
No.
Oh.
Before the pandemic, just
Okay.
for having these young boys having somewhere to go
Yeah.
and not just being loose. Social media made the city smaller,
Okay.
made it much smaller.
Okay.
So now that young boy from South Philly can connect with that young boy from North Philly over some words,
Yeah.
and now he riding up the team.
Right.
When that young boy from South Philly would have been in the gym, even if he not the best player, his homie might have had a game,
Right.
and he might have just wanted to go see the game.
Right.
It would have kept him from going to do whatever he was doing.
Idle time. Idle time is the devil. They say.
So
100%.
I think the lack of resources, I think that's more so the are you talking about the politics in basketball and the rec centers and the
Yeah, that's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't even fathom that.
That's real politics. Like,
Yeah, like you can't get a basketball gym.
That's
That's crazy.
politics and money and scumbags
Yeah.
running and everything, and that's a whole different topic.
Right.
That should be fixed, but that's like I said, politics. It's
Yeah.
the mayor and the city council and all. They're not going to do enough research to look into what's really going on in these gyms.
Right. Right. They look at things like they look at
Earnings
things from
number. Yeah.
right. They look at it from a lucrative premise, but the most lucrative thing in life is life itself. So it's like, well, I'm going to break my back and give you this gym. I'm not making money. No, but you saving that young boy life. You know, it's like they have as a coach, you have to know that as a coach as well, which you do well. It's like it's not just about this game. This is about life, right? It's easy bringing a different chick to the game every time, trying to be the guy, trying to be the man. No, I'm bringing my wife, young boy. I'm teaching you an element of fatherhood, of manship. And that's priceless, man. That's the most lucrative thing you can do, is show somebody the right way, honorable way. You know what I'm saying, with integrity. So big up to you for that, man, 100%.
Tell us a little bit. I mean, Mike, you on some heavy.
Seriously
thing.
though, man.
Can you tell us a little bit about who helped you with that, Reese? Can you talk about like maybe some things that you don't do because of certain people? If you want to use the sample, June Money. If you want to use me and Ronell, like however, can you just?
I'm laughing at the money though. Like,
that's my guy,
Yeah.
June Money.
yeah.
I do tons of things because of June. Like I don't even wear jewelry because June wear jewelry. That's
Yeah.
but
Never doing that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
no, but I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the reason I do certain things because certain people. It's like the reason that I continue to coach is because people like Troy and Mike and I don't want to miss nobody. Holes, Coach Shell. These people are as passionate. Shop. These people came along and was as passionate as I was in this coaching thing, and they showed me different perspectives on what I was doing. Like I said, when I was just regular coaching, when Mike first started coaching with me, Mike used to come and after practice ask the kid what y'all want to be when y'all grow up. Like, what do y'all want to be when y'all grow up? And they had that answer. Troy was like, "Nah, we not driving y'all to the game. Y'all gonna catch this bus to the game,
Right.
so y'all can earn. Like we already paid for the league and everything.
Right.
Y'all gonna catch the bus to this game, so y'all can see,
Right.
y'all can earn this.
And know how to do it. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Know how to get around, right.
That's what. Yeah.
Like when Shaq came to the games, Shaq would tell the kids, "Yo, y'all think y'all good? Like y'all think y'all good? Let's play."
Mm-hmm.
And he would play, like he would get out there and actually play these kids,
Right.
and like destroy it. And like now, let's break you all the way down.
To build you
Build
back
back
up.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And see, and I'm gonna let you continue, but that's the experiences that people. Stock did that because of what he went through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he's good. You know what I mean? But I'm not NBA good, and I'm gonna show you what I learned, and I'm gonna give you this, but I'm gonna pick you up and teach you how to move forward. And that's what we don't do that nearly enough. And I'm not talking about basketball. I'm talking about how we fell in life.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That was that basketball aspect of it. Now, like I always says, as a father,
Mm-hmm.
the best example I had was you. Like when you just changed your life 360, and after you had your girls and got married, and I was like I'll tell the story of the time. I was disappointed.
I was disappointed.
Eric supposed to came home. We supposed to been gone. Like it supposed to been gold mine.
Right.
What? I'm not supposed to be out here hustling no more.
Right.
Eric like, no, I ain't doing that. Why he not doing this? Like, what is going on? But then I said, oh, it's another thing in life that looks fun. Like that looks like he's enjoying this.
Yeah.
The way Coach Holmes is with his child, he makes it look fun to be a father. Like they joke around. Jake out of the pocket. It's snap like
Tapping right in.
tap right in. Like
Right.
yo, I'm not like we joking.
Yeah.
I'm your father still. Like
Yeah.
it's over with. Like that joke is over with now. Like
Right. Yeah.
so things like that inspired me on the father tip. Work ethic. Nobody. Every time I get up in the morning time, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. When that alarm go off, I automatically think of mommy. This lady went to work every day. Every day. I don't think my mom got sick.
I don't remember no sick days.
I don't think she got sick.
I was about to say that. I don't remember no sick days. I don't remember no sick days.
Every day.
So when I wake up, my mom. It's like
Man.
That's
I'm
cool.
going to work. If this lady can do it,
I gotta do it.
ain't no excuse I'm making. Like
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, real quick to go. Earlier in the show, you said that you're local. What's the other element of not being a local driver?
over the road.
Over the road. Yeah.
Okay.
Over
I thought it was like a particular word. You ever think you're gonna do that?
I did it for a month. I'm never doing it again. It's filthy.
Oh my God. It's
Filthy.
a filthy lifestyle.
Uncle Johnny used to do that, right? Yeah. No, they tell you, and they tell you not to do it. They tell you, like they all, like Anthony be like, nah, you don't.
Yeah, Anthony local. Yeah, South Carolina.
You want to get other people
Yeah.
to do that for you. But you don't want to do that. He was like, I talked to a trucker the other day. He said the same thing.
You sleeping in your little trucker thing. You're taking showers at the truck stops where everything goes.
Right.
It's no holds bars in them things.
Right. I don't even know what that means, but I don't want to be part of it. So anybody that's aspiring to get your CDL,
Go over the road for your little 6 months or whatever and get back
Listen.
home.
experience is the best teacher. We giving it to you. Local is the way to go.
Like the money.
Word.
He said filthy.
Filthy. First of all, you got to train with another man or woman for that when you first get on the road. If you got no experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the place to go.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, off the rip.
Off the rip, what we 6-7 episodes in. Brand new podcast. Roundtable discussions. Soon we be getting full-fledged. I'm still in the working things out period.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more of an interview platform, truthfully.
Okay.
But I'm still working things out, working the kinks out with the round table. So the first 10 episodes going to be nothing but roundtable discussions about what's going on in the week, entertainment, sports, fashion, politics. Like I said,
Nothing off the table.
nothing on the table. Just regular conversations.
Right.
We take from what's going on in the entertainment world, and we break it down to how would regular people react to certain things.
Yeah, no, I'm tuned in, dog. I appreciate that. So what helped you come up with the concept, and what made you get into it?
Well, the concept came from there's like a lot of artists. I think days of Rap City and Yo MTV Raps, where I hear a song and I can identify with who the artist was.
Yeah.
Nowadays I hear a song, I'm like, yo, this sound like such and such, because I don't know who these artists have no platform. They got Breakfast Club, where you go on that, you're not talking about your project.
Right.
You're talking about everything but your project.
Right.
You got Breakfast Club. You got Big Boys. Big Boy do a good job in LA.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hot 97.
Ebro do the same thing Breakfast Club do.
Right.
They talk about everything but your project.
Right. Sway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sway talk about, but that's another one. If something's going on, they're going to ask the person that's there about what's going on instead of what they there for.
Right. Who lets you rap? I know it's Sway and Big Boy. It's Hot 97?
No, Flex.
He lets you just come on here and just rap.
Freestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, freestyle. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Off the Rip gonna be more of an interview platform for like I said, and we still gonna have the roundtable after the interviews though. So we're gonna do the interviews first, and then after that we're gonna have the roundtable discussion.
Okay.
Nice.
So instead of the half an hour, it's gonna be 45 minutes because the interview gonna be 15.
Okay.
Alright.
And you got space for it, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you got a half hour. So Off the Rip, and now you have the Home Team Network.
Yeah, that's the thing that we putting all the chips on the table on that. Home Team Network is right now just a YouTube channel. Hopefully coming for people like Revolt, the BETs. So we're trying to make it a network where you can get stuff like we hear now, right here, Off the Rip. Just talked to my man E about coming out with a joint called Voices from the Bleachers.
Okay.
So we can talk from the sports perspective from fans.
Let's go, E. Let's go.
Friday Night Cyphers is something I'm gonna start soon.
Ooh.
Where go around filming people spit their 16s.
Okay.
That
joint take you down. That the battles take you down a whole rabbit hole. I started looking at that one day. I was like, yo, go ahead. Yeah, that's a whole different world.
Hip hop needs it. And just real quick, he may sound like professional because he is. This man you're speaking to built a studio in his bedroom. Okay, 20 years ago, you know.
Yeah. We got Bad Friends coming back.
Yeah.
Well, they was here before, but they coming back on network. That's with Dot, Yumi, and Drew. We got a little premature to announce it, but another program called Battle of the Sexes. 2 guys, 2 girls gonna be talking about, you know, sexist stuff.
Between the sexes, Mars versus Venus.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna start with, and hopefully we can get many more programs. Like I said, have a whole network.
Yeah.
That's love, man. Hopefully, and again, man, anything I can do, especially, and that's really, we here now. You know, like forget what people might have thought about you, might have heard about you. You know, now they have an understanding of who you actually are, and we don't want to get into assumptions or what people talking about, and we want to actually start making connections. So like definitely anything that I can do, and I'm sure Mike concurs with that. That has to do with anything.
So we're going to get a half an hour of Mike with one mic. So
one mic.
Yeah.
All I need is.
Oh yeah.
All I need is.
My business out there.
All I need is.
All I need is one mic.
all
Yeah, that's coming. You know.
Half an hour about, you know.
Hey man, if you can get a little bit of the Deli Dons, we gotta give it a name or something, man.
Yeah,
the Deli Dons. Hey, listen,
The Deli Dons.
fellas, ladies and gentlemen,
I think I got.
If you got an Instagram,
that's just crazy.
definitely go to Unplug Mike every day. If you ain't ready for the morning, I meant to say that, man. If you ain't ready, my man gonna get you ready. No, and I'm not. I'm might be smiling, but I am not joking.
Every morning, the motivational speech.
Yeah, if you ain't ready, it's gonna get you ready.
Yeah.
Get you right.
Shout out Action News letting me drop 13 seconds of gym.
Yeah.
You know. But listen, another question.
We should have opened with. We should have had that
Damn.
job.
Yeah.
You got the editing master. 20 years. I built a studio in the room, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, you
Yeah.
might have heard it already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
How important you think it is right now, even though it seems to be a little oversaturated? I express that to you, but how important is it right now for podcasters through that creativity to tap in and touch on the real? Like, how important is that? It's easy to talk about the clickbait and stuff and all the stuff that's going on, but how important is it to you for us to tap in on to what's going on with the culture, you know what I'm saying, what's going on with the world, you know what I mean?
Like I told you about that,
Mm-hmm.
there can never, long as it's authentic, there can
Mhm.
never be too much of it.
Mm.
There can never be too much authenticity because, like I said, every day a Burger King is built next to a Wendy's, built next to a McDonald's.
Did y'all pick that up?
Every single day.
Yeah.
So, if people like it
Yeah.
and they can relate or they getting something from it,
Mhm.
they're gonna tune in.
Yeah.
There's no you have no competition in this. Like
Mm.
there is no competition.
Mm.
Everybody got a lane. There's
Mhm.
plenty of lanes.
Like you are your competition.
Right.
If
Right.
you want to half-ass, trust me, they're gonna hear it. They're gonna see right through it.
They're gonna see it. It's gonna show. Right.
You gotta put the work in, and don't just come out here and I got a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna record it. Everybody gonna listen to it. No,
Right.
they're not.
They're not.
Talk about something. Have topics.
Be different. Be you.
Have instruction. Be you. You are different. Everybody's
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
And I know you was talking about the things being authentic, but unfortunately, that's not
No, it's
what
not.
sells. Like I mean,
Yeah.
like the truth is not what's like.
Right.
What is it called? The New York Post or something like
Mhm.
that. That was the #1 selling paper for a minute. I don't know if it might
Mhm.
still be. I don't want to misquote that, but and not saying that you should be doing something. You should be doing something that's you're passionate about.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
Don't do it just because.
Yeah.
And marketing to the
Facts.
people that is your audience.
Right.
Like
Right.
you have your audience.
Right.
Don't. All right, this is working with my audience.
Mm-hmm.
One random person come and say, "Yo, you need to do this."
Right.
You know what? I need to do that. You get that one person and lose this 100
Right.
people.
You got him
Right.
You got his
Right.
click. You got his one every week though.
But that 100
Yeah.
people that you had is gone now.
Gone.
Right.
Forever.
Right.
What are you doing? Like,
Forever.
Right.
Because
Working backwards,
it's
yeah.
but you when you lack authenticity, man, you lack purpose. You
But-
lack life.
but
Yeah.
not only that. 10 years from now, when you look back at this, you're like, who the
Mhm.
hell was that?
Right. Right.
That wasn't me.
When your family,
When
Yeah,
your
everybody.
children,
your
when your
children,
children,
is this something that your
right.
children can look at and listen to? But that's what I'm saying. Some people are turn into actual characters,
Yeah.
and that's their lane, and that's what they do, and
Yeah.
that's totally okay.
Yeah.
But to your point, there's a lane for everybody.
Right.
There's a podcast for.
Right.
There's actually, if you go on to Spotify and push podcasts, they'll play random different topics that have absolute fish,
Yeah.
fish,
Yeah.
or
it's
golfing,
fish. Yeah.
or so
You know how far these podcasts has reached? Like the world.
right,
Like
right.
the podcast
Yeah,
is
your voice can go everywhere. Your
No.
voice is yeah.
people are like these iPhones are sold around the world.
right,
The
Like-
world.
Your neighborhood ain't the only people listening to these podcasts.
Right.
Like the 10-block radius that you trying to, if you that's your dynamic, that's who you want to talk to.
right. Then lock it down.
Then lock it down and be
Do
the
your
best
thing.
podcaster
Yeah,
in your block.
right.
Yeah.
But it's a universal
It's
Yeah.
you.
platform.
And we hot right now. America's hot right now.
Yeah,
People in UK, everyone wants to tap into what we doing and why we doing
It's
it.
been that way though. You
Right.
see the way music
Yeah.
is like hip hop
Touching
music
everywhere,
is the voice of
The world. Well, America. I ain't gonna say the world.
No,
Because I haven't traveled the world, but
It's
definitely.
the voice of the world.
Yeah.
Like 50 Cent say he can go overseas and they don't know a word in English.
Yeah.
They know
Well,
every
yeah,
word
yeah.
into a song.
Yeah,
Right,
the roots
right.
didn't start popping.
Right.
They started popping everywhere
Right.
else before they
Right.
started popping in America.
Right.
They started selling everywhere else. And
Right.
Wale
that's
another one.
yeah, everywhere else.
Wale was everywhere else before he came in.
And you know what? I think we one of the only cultures that turn things into categories. I mean, for the most part, people just listen to music,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you know, as opposed to hip hop or
Mhm.
pop or putting it into a box or something like that and saying that, you know, this is the only lane that they're in instead of just music. I gotta get out of that. Like I can't listen to certain stuff. I'm still strictly
Right.
old school. Like
Right.
I can't listen to.
I'm not listening to certain stuff. I ain't gonna say no names. I'm just not listening.
No,
to it.
I'm stuck on that. And,
I
recent,
listen to
and
everything.
I talk to Drew all the time, and I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I can't. When you got people that's still authentic, but no, I don't want to go too far.
Yeah, but listen, real quick to keep it hip hop. So is it? And I ask you this off air, but just for the world to hear, is it fair to say that podcasting is the new rap game?
It's new radio.
Okay.
It's new radio. Radio is
Okay.
dead.
Right.
Podcast is new radio.
It's not the new rap game.
No.
Right. It's new radio.
Right, you got some bar. You got 16.
No,
Okay,
no,
all
no.
right. I didn't know what was going on right now. I didn't know you was.
I was because I was asking them in the context of it seems to be oversaturated, and it's like that was everybody would everybody's rapping now, but no, it's new radio because there is no radio.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
People still need a platform to get their word out,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where podcasting come in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easier than it's right there in your hand.
100%.
At your fingertips, you can go in. So can you, again? I know you touched on it somewhat. You touched on Quadair. Before we get out of here, I definitely want you. I just want you to talk about your nephews. Well, your nephews and your nieces a little bit. What they mean to you? Because you said you put that in front of or before, which shaped you into being a father.
Yeah.
So can you talk about?
Each of them is unique to me. Start from oldest. Quadair needs the most nurturing. Saying that, like, Quadair been through a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And Quadair is a person who you have to let grow and just guide him. Like, you can't really tell Quadair to do something because Quadair not going to do it until Quadair feel like doing it.
His one.
Yeah. So, right now, he's at the age where we have conversations. And,
Remind me of Peyton.
yeah. Right now, he's at the age where he might come to me with a conversation. I'll be like, are you getting it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you understanding what the serious things is and what the joking around things is. And then he just take
A whole
a
lot.
whole left.
Yeah, you like.
How we end up here?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, you walk away. I had one of those. You walk away feeling good. You're like, yeah. Then you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, how'd you come back? Yeah, wait, I thouut you was on Easy Street. Why'd you
Yeah.
get on wrong way road?
Yeah.
So,
that's him. Like, he gonna get it.
no, that's my man. Yeah, that's my guy.
Kayla surprises me. Kayla is like the most surprising person I've ever met in my life. Like, she just goes from one day like not saying the word to I'm leading the play to like now I'm in politics and like I'll tell anybody, listen, you want a bill passed or you want some action take place, Kayla will get it done. Like
Yeah.
Elena older than Mook. Elena, I told Mook his run as the best athlete in the family was the shortest run ever. No, Elena's full of joy, man. Like that's the heart. Like my daughter loves Elena.
Yeah.
Like loves her.
She doing some handstands with her right now.
probably.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, Mook amazes me how mature Mook is. He makes a lot of like decisions. I just look at him like when people say you like the whole phrase you've been here before.
Yeah.
Mook does stuff and it be like,
The coldest and scariest thing about it is you don't know this because of course I'm older than you, but it's watching Ronell. and that's the scariest thing. Like sometimes I can't even look at him.
Mm.
I remember the first time that I went to his game, and they were like, "Ronell Davis with the tackle." That it took me out of, like, I wasn't at the game no more.
Out of body experience.
Yeah, I wasn't at the game no more. I was like, damn, I think somebody ran past me or something like that. I was like, oh, but yeah, sometimes I'm talking to him, to your point.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I said, so you gonna do stuff with nursing and stuff like that? He said, man, my mom did the blueprint. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, something like that. Like,
And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's why I give Tasha all the props in the world
yeah,
for installing. He like he see things
he see
way beyond
Mhm.
anybody can talk about. He get mad